The concept of demons has fascinated, terrified, and puzzled humanity for millennia. Demons are typically viewed as malevolent spiritual beings associated with evil, misfortune, and chaos. Their origins, characteristics, and roles vary widely across different cultures and religions, yet they often serve as powerful symbols of the dark side of human nature and the cosmos. This exploration into demons covers their depiction in various religious traditions, their role in folklore and mythology, and their influence on modern culture. Ancient origins. The belief in demons predates organized religion and is found in many of the earliest human civilizations. In Mesopotamia, the ancient Sumerians and Babylonians believed in Yudiku, spirits that could be benevolent or malevolent. These spirits were often blamed for misfortune, illness, and death, and rituals were performed to appease them. The Elu demon, for instance, was thought to cause nightmares and paralysis during sleep. In ancient Egypt, demons were part of a larger pantheon of supernatural beings that included gods and spirits. The serpent demon Apep, for instance, represented chaos and destruction and was the eternal enemy of the sun god Ra. Apep was believed to dwell in the underworld, emerging each night to threaten Ra during his journey across the sky, a symbolic representation of the eternal struggle between order and chaos. In Greek mythology, demons, or daimones, originally referred to spirits or lesser deities that existed between gods and humans. They were not inherently evil but could influence human life in various ways. Over time, particularly through Christian interpretations, these beings became more associated with evil, paving the way for the modern concept of demons. Demons in Judeo-Christian tradition. Judeo-Christian tradition is where the concept of demons, as malevolent beings in league with Satan, becomes fully developed. In the Hebrew Bible, demons are not as prominently featured as in later Christian texts, but the presence of evil spirits is acknowledged. The figure of Lilith, who appears in Jewish folklore as a night demon or a female demon of the night, represents one of the earliest examples of a demonic figure in Jewish tradition. In the Christian New Testament, demons play a more prominent role, particularly in the context of Jesus' ministry. Demons are depicted as evil spirits under Satan's control, possessing individuals and causing physical and mental afflictions. Jesus' exorcisms, where he casts out demons from people, are key events in the Gospels and demonstrate his divine authority over these malevolent forces. This established the framework for Christian demonology, where demons are seen as fallen angels who rebelled against God and now seek to lead humanity astray. Medieval Christian theologians, such as St. Augustine and Thomas Aquinas, further developed the concept of demons. Augustine viewed demons as deceptive spirits who could appear in various forms to tempt humans, while Aquinas placed demons within a hierarchical structure, with Satan at the top, surrounded by numerous subordinate demons. This hierarchical view became central to medieval Christian thought, particularly during the witch hunts of the late Middle Ages and early Renaissance. During this period, it was widely believed that witches made pacts with demons, gaining supernatural powers in exchange for their souls. The fear of demonic influence led to widespread persecution and the infamous witch trials that swept across Europe and the American colonies. Islamic tradition. In Islamic tradition, the belief in demons is closely tied to the concept of jinn, spiritual beings created by God from smokeless fire. Jinn, like humans, have free will and can be good, evil, or neutral. The most notorious of the jinn is Iblis, who refused to bow to Adam and was cast out of heaven, becoming a tempter of humanity. Iblis is often compared to Satan in Christian tradition and is seen as a rebellious figure who constantly seeks to lead humans away from the path of righteousness. Islamic demonology also includes a variety of other malevolent beings, such as Marid, a powerful type of jinn, and Ghul, a shape-shifting demon that preys on travelers in the desert. Islamic texts and folklore often depict jinn and demons as beings that can influence the physical world, cause illness, and possess individuals, similar to the demonology found in Christianity. Protection against these malevolent beings is a significant aspect of Islamic practice. Muslims believe that reciting verses from the Quran, performing specific prayers, and maintaining faith in God's protection can ward off the influence of demons and jinn. Demons in Hinduism and Buddhism. Demons also play significant roles in Hindu and Buddhist traditions, though their portrayal differs from the purely malevolent beings seen in Abrahamic religions. In Hinduism, asuras are a class of powerful beings often in conflict with the gods, or devas. The asuras are not inherently evil but represent darker aspects of the divine order, such as desire, ignorance, and attachment. The ongoing battles between the devas and asuras symbolize the cosmic struggle between good and evil, light and darkness. Similarly, in Buddhism, the figure of Mara represents the embodiment of temptation, desire, and death. Mara is the being who tempted Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, as he sought enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. Rather than being a devil figure in the Christian sense, Mara is a psychological and spiritual obstacle that Buddhists must overcome to attain enlightenment. East Asian demonology. In East Asian traditions, demons are often part of a broader cosmology that includes various types of spirits, ancestors, and gods. In Chinese folklore, demons are typically malevolent spirits that cause harm to the living, often arising from those who died violent or unnatural deaths. The concept of hungry ghosts is particularly important in Chinese belief, where spirits with unfulfilled desires wander the earth, seeking to satisfy their cravings. Japanese folklore includes numerous demons and spirits, such as oni, which are ogre-like creatures associated with disease and destruction, and yurei, vengeful spirits of the dead who haunt the living. These beings play important roles in Japanese religion and culture, often appearing in festivals, literature, and art. The famous Japanese festival, Setsubun, involves rituals to drive away oni and bring good fortune for the coming year. Demons in modern culture. While belief in demons has declined in many parts of the world due to the rise of scientific thought and secularism, demons continue to hold a powerful place in modern culture. The 20th and 21st centuries have seen a resurgence of interest in demons, particularly in popular media, where they are often used as symbols of evil, chaos, and the unknown. Horror films such as The Exorcist, 1973, and The Conjuring series have brought the concept of demonic possession to the forefront of popular culture, blending religious themes with entertainment. These portrayals have both reflected and shaped contemporary views on demons, often blurring the line between religious belief and fiction. At the same time, modern occultism and esoteric traditions have embraced demonology as part of their practices. Figures like Aleister Crowley and Anton LaVey, founder of the Church of Satan, incorporated demons into their rituals and philosophies, though often in a more symbolic or psychological sense rather than as literal beings. In modern Christian practice, the belief in demons and the need for exorcism persists, particularly within certain denominations. The Catholic Church, for example, maintains a formal process for exorcisms, and some Protestant groups emphasize deliverance ministries focused on freeing individuals from demonic oppression. These practices demonstrate that, despite the secularization of much of the world, demons remain a potent symbol of evil and spiritual warfare in contemporary religious thought. Demons are an enduring aspect of human belief, reflecting our attempts to understand and cope with the darker elements of existence. Across cultures and religions, demons have served as representations of chaos, evil, and temptation, playing crucial roles in shaping religious practices, moral teachings, and cultural narratives. Whether seen as literal beings or symbolic representations, demons continue to captivate the human imagination, influencing everything from theology to popular culture. In a world that increasingly values rationality and science, the persistence of demons as symbols of the unknown and the feared reminds us that some mysteries and anxieties remain timeless, deeply embedded in the fabric of human experience. Demons in Judeo-Christian tradition. The Judeo-Christian tradition is where the concept of demons as malevolent beings in league with Satan becomes fully developed and systematic. The belief in demons evolved from ancient Near Eastern traditions and took on a more defined role as Judaism and Christianity progressed. Over time, demons came to represent the embodiment of evil, temptation, and rebellion against God, influencing theology, morality, and culture. Demons in Judaism. In the Hebrew Bible, demons are not as prominently featured as in later Christian texts, but the concept of evil spirits exists, often intertwined with idolatry, foreign gods, and divine punishment. Early Jewish beliefs were heavily influenced by surrounding Mesopotamian, Canaanite, and Egyptian cultures, where malevolent spirits and gods were common. However, the Hebrew Bible does not present a unified or elaborate demonology, and references to demons are often implicit rather than explicit. One of the earliest mentions of a demonic figure in Jewish tradition is Lilith. Lilith does not appear in the canonical Hebrew Bible, but she is featured in Jewish folklore and the Talmud as a night demon or a female demon associated with seduction and death. In later interpretations, particularly in medieval Jewish mysticism, Lilith is depicted as Adam's first wife, who refused to submit to him and fled the Garden of Eden. She becomes a figure associated with sexual temptation, child mortality, and chaos, representing the dangerous and untamed aspects of femininity. The Hebrew Bible also alludes to other malevolent spirits, such as the Shaddim, who are associated with idolatry and false gods. The Shaddim are mentioned in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 17, where it states that the Israelites sacrificed to demons rather than to God. These references reflect the Jewish belief that worshipping foreign gods or engaging in pagan rituals could lead to demonic influence. Another example is found in the story of King Saul, who is tormented by an evil spirit from the Lord in 1 Samuel, chapter 16, verse 14. This passage suggests that God allowed or sent a harmful spirit to afflict Saul, reflecting a view in early Judaism where God maintained control over both good and evil forces. The Dead Sea Scrolls, discovered in the mid-20th century, further reveal the Jewish belief in demons during the Second Temple period, 516 BCE to 70 CE. The scrolls, particularly the War Scroll, describe the cosmic battle between the forces of light and darkness, with demonic beings, led by Belial, representing the dark forces. This dualistic view, likely influenced by Zoroastrianism, illustrates the growing belief in a cosmic struggle between good and evil, with demons playing a central role. Demons in early Christianity. Christianity expanded and systematized the concept of demons, particularly through the influence of Hellenistic thought and early Christian writers. The New Testament introduces a more developed demonology, where demons are portrayed as evil spirits in direct opposition to God and under the control of Satan. These demons are often depicted as agents of suffering, possession, and temptation. In the Gospels, demons are most prominently featured in the context of Jesus' ministry. Jesus performs several exorcisms, casting out demons from individuals who are suffering from physical and mental afflictions. One of the most famous examples is the exorcism of the Gerasene demoniac, where Jesus commands a legion of demons to leave a man and enter a herd of pigs, which then rush into the sea and drown, as described in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 5, verses 1 through 13. These exorcisms demonstrate Jesus' divine authority over demons and reinforce the Christian belief in the power of God over evil forces. The New Testament also associates demons with idolatry and false religion, similar to Jewish tradition. For instance, in the first epistle to the Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 20, the Apostle Paul warns Christians that sacrifices made to idols are actually sacrifices to demons. This reflects the early Christian view that pagan religions and their gods were not merely false but were actively demonic, seeking to lead people away from the true God. The association of demons with Satan is also central to Christian theology. Satan, originally a figure of accusation and testing in the Hebrew Bible, becomes a more fully developed adversary in the New Testament. Satan is portrayed as the prince of demons, leading a rebellion against God and seeking to corrupt humanity. This view of Satan as the chief of demons is solidified in texts such as the Book of Revelation, where Satan is depicted as a dragon leading a host of fallen angels in a cosmic battle against God's angels. Early Christian theologians and demonology. As Christianity spread and developed, early Christian theologians began to elaborate on the nature of demons, their hierarchy, and their influence on the world. Two of the most influential theologians in this regard were St. Augustine of Hippo and St. Thomas Aquinas. St. Augustine, 354 to 430 CE, played a crucial role in shaping Christian demonology. He viewed demons as fallen angels who had rebelled against God and were cast out of heaven. Augustine believed that demons were deceptive spirits who could appear in various forms to tempt humans and lead them away from God's truth. He argued that demons, while powerful, were ultimately under God's control and could only act within the limits allowed by divine providence. Augustine also emphasized the role of demons in pagan religions, arguing that the gods worshipped by pagans were actually demons in disguise. This demonization of pagan deities was a significant factor in the Christian rejection of polytheistic religions and helped solidify the Christian worldview of a cosmic battle between good and evil. St. Thomas Aquinas, 1225 to 1274 CE, further systematized Christian demonology in his seminal work, Summa Theologica. Aquinas placed demons within a hierarchical structure, with Satan at the top, surrounded by numerous subordinate demons who carried out his will. He drew on earlier Christian and Jewish traditions as well as Greek philosophy to explain the nature of demons, their abilities, and their limitations. Aquinas argued that demons, like angels, were pure spirits without physical bodies. However, unlike angels, demons had corrupted their will through rebellion and were now irrevocably evil. Despite this, Aquinas maintained that demons still retain their angelic intellect and power, making them dangerous adversaries for humans. He also discussed the ways in which demons could influence the physical world, such as through possession or temptation, but emphasized that they could not act without God's permission. Aquinas' hierarchical view of demons became central to medieval Christian thought and was reflected in the rituals of exorcism and spiritual warfare. His work influenced subsequent generations of theologians and demonologists, who continued to build on his ideas. The medieval and Renaissance view of demons. During the Middle Ages, the fear of demons permeated nearly every aspect of life in Christian Europe. Demons were believed to be responsible for a wide range of misfortunes, from illness and mental disorders to natural disasters and personal temptations. The Church played a central role in combating these malevolent forces through prayer, rituals, and exorcisms. Medieval demonology was also closely tied to the belief in witchcraft. It was widely believed that witches had made pacts with demons or the devil, granting them supernatural powers in exchange for their souls. This belief led to the infamous witch hunts that plagued Europe from the 15th to the 17th centuries. During this period, demonologists such as Heinrich Kramer, author of the Malleus Maleficarum, 1487, produced treatises on the identification and prosecution of witches, contributing to widespread hysteria and persecution. The Renaissance period saw a continued interest in demons, but also a shift towards more systematic and scholarly approaches to demonology. Figures like Johann Weyer, 1515 to 1588, began to question the validity of the witch hunts and sought to rationalize demonology through a more scientific lens. Weyer's work, De Praestiges Daemonum, 1563, argued that many supposed cases of demonic possession were actually the result of mental illness, challenging the prevailing view of demons as direct agents of physical harm. Despite these challenges, the belief in demons remained a significant part of Christian thought and practice well into the modern era. The development of ritualized exorcism and the continuation of spiritual warfare against demonic forces demonstrate the enduring influence of demonology in Christianity. Judeo-Christian demonology has evolved over millennia, beginning with early Jewish concepts of malevolent spirits and developing into a sophisticated system of belief within Christianity. From the figure of Lilith in Jewish folklore to the hierarchical demonology of St. Augustine and Aquinas, demons have played a central role in shaping religious narratives, moral teachings, and cultural fears. The association of demons with Satan and the belief in their influence on the physical world have had a profound impact on Christian theology and practice, particularly during periods of social upheaval such as the witch hunts of the Middle Ages.